All football fans who listen to Triple M know that Spud, on grand final day, nominates the head wobbler of the year. And we heard Saturday, Chief, a nomination for one of our own.
A phone call goes through to our executive producer.
So you've got the running sheet, by
No, that's all done, Spud. And it's, hello, Damo here. And our producer goes, oh, yeah, how you going? Thinking it's a newsy type
just
something,
another scoop somewhere.
I don't believe
I know there's a big interview on tonight with Rodney Eade.
I found this impossible to believe.
I think I should be on set for the interview. I have got plenty to offer, which is bad enough. Spud trying to insert himself into the big interview. Then, and this is what worries me, I know JB's got some conflicts, and I know Gary won't be able to answer him. I'm the man to carry the interview. That was what he said to our producer.
Well, I'm shocked.
What's going on, Spud?
You have scraped this guy.
Trying to cut out
Out of the drip tray.
You have scraped him off the gutter.
And he's
picked him up.
He's ringing up saying, put me in. I'm the man, put me in.
You've nurtured him from a little vine, and now he's growing out of control.
Oh, no. No.
Chief.
Tell me it isn't true.
This is where Damo, that's where he's got to.
Is there a rift between the Wolf and Laces?
There is.
Now, is that true?
I suspect they're not as close as they once were.
Oh, no. Is that true, Damo?
That's true.
Yes.
It's taken out of context, Bill.
Well, we just heard it.
The general premise was probably true, yeah.
Oh, Damo.
So
It was
did you,
in context, not quite
Damo,
right.
did you sit on the interview?
No. I clearly got told where I...
Did they do justice to the interview?
Well, that's a question you might want to ask other people.
Oh! So in other words,
Oh, no.
the Wolf and Jim messed it up?
Yeah, yep.
I'll
No,
tell you.
Couldn't pull it off, Jim.
I'll tell you this much. There is a little cold front moved in between the Wolf and Damo, which I find interesting to witness, because before they used to quite often...
Well, that's it.
Because they did the new stuff on the show, they'd slip off and they'd be nattering away between... I haven't seen any of that happening.
So the Wolf is squeezing the laces out.
I think there must be no more of that. The other thing we need to replay, Bill...
Oh, yes.
You're listening, by the way, to the Midweek Rub, and you'll be enjoying it enormously because it's fantastic. The other thing we do
carries on with it.
is we do a thing every week, Chief, where we try and track down one of the great names from the VFL in the 80s. We've done 3 of them so far. Silvio Fascini was our first one.
Hi-ho.
And he managed to come on, and was great to chat to Silvio. Then we had Mario Bortolotto, and Mario came on, and an unbelievable story, Mario.
2 premierships in 30 games.
And then earlier this week, we managed to track down Zeno Tatsaris, a man who'd played 34 games for Footscray, and a man who, as we thought, because Dancing Doug Hawkins told us, had kept the Chieftain twice goalless.
Yeah, not once, twice.
And so we thought this was fantastic. And we went to Zeno, that happy with what we were about to hear, I got a little...
Chubby.
Downstairs until Zeno said this. Dancing Doug Hawkins came on. He rang in and said that you'd kept the Chief Dunstall twice goalless. Is this true?
Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. That's why Dougie never got past never passed any high school studies.
Zeno, we were so hoping you would say that is exactly true.
No, it couldn't be further. 9 goals 7 to be exact. He kicked on me.
9 goals 7. Oh, no. Well, actually, the Chief did say that he kicked a few on you. He wasn't going with us, was he?
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did quite well on me.
Was that the biggest bag you had kicked on you?
Yes, it was.
So instead of us licking our chops at the fact that Zeno had kept you goalless, it was actually 9 goals 7.
Now, truth be told, and this is absolute gospel, I don't actually remember doing that. And when you, Billy, in the interview, you said, he said he kicked a few goals, I was referring to the game that I thought people were running with, that he kept me goalless. That was actually a practice game.
Yep.
And I only kicked 1 or 2 in a half of footy on him, and I dislocated my finger really badly, and I went off and I couldn't get the finger back in.
Skinner
so I thought
Reserve?
that was the game.
Skinner Reserve?
Oh, mate, it was out in the
Yeah, it's
sticks.
Skinner Reserve.
Bad. Yeah.
That's not where the Chief did his best stuff.
But no, Big Zeno was a good operator, mate.
No, don't worry. And a personal trainer down there at St Kilda.
Albert Park.
Now, the other thing we need to move on from that to retirements, because this is the time of the year for them. Chief, how have you seen them all?
Look, I think Cameron Mooney was predictable.
Yep.
I think he's giving himself one last tilt, and hopefully he'll get the best out of himself for not just himself but also for Geelong in the finals, and that'll be a great way to go out. I was really impressed the way Brady Rawlings has done things at your club, Jim.
Yep.
Are there any others that have happened this week? Who else?
Ben Hudson.
Ben Hudson.
Ben
today
Hudson.
has.
Yeah, I guess he's showing the wear and tear on his body, so he's maybe seeing the writing on the wall.
Mitch Hahn.
Done.
And of course, Barry Hall, Dean Brogan, Jake Corns. Hey, Gian Rooney asked us a good question off air. Why do they announce their retirements now instead of waiting to the end of the year?
Well, I think a couple of things you have to factor in is you want to give everyone a heads up and not just drop it on people. And you've got to help the club because they need to plan and know whether you want to go on or whether you're happy. So there's a spot on the list that they can fill. I think you also want to let your teammates know so they can enjoy the time that you've got left to spend with them rather than just, look, some like to do it without fanfare and at the end just sort of slip away and say, no, I'm done.
And normally they're quite popular because they've been there for a long time and the players play for him a little bit. That's what we said to Gian, but she thought maybe it was a little bit selfish on the player because they didn't do it in their sport. They'd wait to the end and then announce their retirement.
But the point Chief makes is a good one, and that is if you've sorted it out and you've got to get your list right for the next year, so all the club knows that Brady Rawlings, for instance, is finished. If he said, look, I'd rather not say anything and do it at the end of the year to get out anyway. And then it's not fair that it just trickles out into the news rather than being handled properly when a player's been as good as he has or Moon or any of them.
How'd you do it, Jim? Bill, sorry?
I saw Gary Ayres. I thought I'd go on for a year and got cut off at the legs. So I announced my retirement a couple of weeks later. What did you do?
What about yourself, Chief?
Yeah.
No, I had Ken Judge come to me and say, what are you thinking? And I said, look, I'm pretty much shot to the shies, and so I think I'm done.
And it was after the last game of that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you think it was your last game when you played it?
Yeah. No, it wasn't after the last game. It was actually I did my collarbone late in the year, and I wasn't going to play again. And it was during the period that I was out injured. I missed about 7 weeks. And he said, what do you think? And I said, oh, mate, the body's had enough. But at his, I guess at his behest, not insistence, encouragement, they wanted me to play the last game, even though I was so unfit it was frightening. And I played that last game against Freo, which was a great experience to see a big crowd out at Waverley.
Did Raiden Tallis and Croft get you up
lucky
on
to get
their
them,
shoulders?
Bill. No, they got two of the big blokes, Crody and Johnny Hay, to do it.
Nice
And they sank into the turf.
Yep. I don't think their shoulders were ever the same.
No.
Did you ever think about making a comeback at all?
Oh, no.
No? Did you get itchy feet the next year or something like that?
I think when you know that the body's had enough, you don't get that itch because you're not thinking, gee, I'd like to be out there, I could do this, I could do that, because quite simply you couldn't, Bill.
Yeah. No.
Whereas some like you, kind of a little bit befuddled and thinking they still had some tricks and you actually didn't.
You think of the money. Any more retirements?
I think Michael Gardner from St Kilda, Bill, hasn't played at all this year. He had a run at the VFL a couple of weeks ago and he's broken down again, so almost guaranteed that we've seen the last of him.
Chief, do you ever wander out to, it's Waverley now, previously Glenferrie, when Bud and Ruff and the boys are doing their stuff, Little Junior, and show them how full your trick bag is?
I wouldn't have thought so, Jim.
No?
The last thing you want to do is embarrass yourselves with those blokes.
Chief, after 1,300.
I would embarrass myself. They make a footy talk, mate.
Well,
mine would be a mime if I sent my footy out there.
You didn't used to make it talk, Chief?
I used to, correct. Emphasis on the used to.